to play singles, $10.
$10. There just came, like, literally the most complicated thing about coming to this tournament was the fact that there was a third box to click on StartGG saying, I acknowledge that my $10 must be paid in cash.
Exactly. And you know something? There's a parking lot 2 feet from the venue. I'm just saying.
This tournament is so sick. This tournament is so sick. Like, before I even played my round 1, I went up to Blue Jay. I was like, this is amazing. But TonyZTank and Jinx.
I mean, TonyZTank, that's a Sonic player that's kind of got a legendary name in the Midwest at this point.
I'm going to agree, but I would like to ask you why he is legendary, because I know him from, I think, maybe something that's kind of strange. So I would like to hear your explanation first.
TonyZTank, for the longest time, was #1 in the state. And TonyZTank, this is a complete side note, this isn't necessarily related, but was the first ever Nebraska Smash player I ever interacted with personally, and trying to find my locals, but that's besides the point. I'm pretty sure TonyZTank, for a while, was one of the best Sonics in the world, period.
Yeah, I do remember in early
like, I think at least top 10.
Yeah, he was, I definitely like heard of him from that. But the reason that I knew TonyZTank originally is he had like a tweet, I don't remember exactly how it went, but it was basically calling Europe free or something.
Yeah.
And I remember that being all over the place, and I was like, wow, these people on Twitter, these French people do not like TonyZTank.
Oh yeah.
And that stuck in my brain. But you know who else doesn't like TonyZTank? Jinx. They're fighting it out right now. Jinx, I believe, is a Chicago or like Illinois. Are they? Because
I don't know. Let me check.
I am not sure, but I do know that they played at Frosty Faustings, I believe is how you pronounce it. I do know that they won the Toon Link Ditto over Deli Boyd there, which was a Game 5 set. That was kind of interesting to watch. I was like passively keeping up with that tournament because we had a couple Minnesota people go there, and that was when I first heard Jinx. Jinx popped out the counter hit as well, and I don't remember their placement there, but Jinx is a pretty solid player, and as you can see, taking the lead here versus TonyZTank, trying to get some extra credit, but no, before they're running off stage, getting comes out. Got a little bit of nooch being played. Never mind, we're running off stage trying to cheese for it all. Might as well go for something crazy like that game 1. Were you able to figure out where Jinx is from?
I did not, no.
Okay.
Start the GD page, was something we have somebody else track it down to me later. But, I mean, regardless of having a lot of these people come in from out of state to find people like TonyZTank and stuff like that, because, I mean, I can't really name many times he's left the state.
But yeah, no, I feel like when Ultimate was pretty new, I think I might have seen him at like one of those super early majors, like maybe like a Frostbite or something.
I think that was the case, yes.
But I have like literally never heard his name outside of like that Twitter thing since then. So like when I saw that he was registered, I'm like, wow, we really bringing people out. Same with Skittles. I saw Skittles and I was like, wow, I have not seen this dude compete in a while.
Yeah, Nebraska native, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure.
I heard that it was a combination of Nebraska and Iowa. One was for school, one was where he was from, is what I have heard from people.
I think Iowa is where he goes to school.
Long Fair, baby. The good old Toon Link classic.
I haven't really been seeing a lot of Toon Link throughout like the entirety of Ultimate's lifespan until like the past 6 months.
Toon Link has had like a lot of like random,
there's
like
a few
good spots.
yeah,
I think it was Sigma who came to Genesis and did like, I think he got like 9th or 13th like in Genesis in 2022. It's a pretty good character in like the Japan vacuum, and then Flo from France has used Toon Link and like praised that character a lot for a while, but he also just like mainly falls to Roy. Other than that, like in North America, we have like a lot of like, I would say like if we're counting like gatekeeper of like North American top player levels, like people that will be getting like 64th at like super majors, there's a lot of Toon Links in that range. You got people like Spritzy, you've got Deli Boyd and Jinx, you've got a lot of people like that. But there's not really that much like super top representation of this character, at least in NA. Sonic is not really short of that though. We've got Sonic.
Yeah, I mean Sonic's alone is like 90% of the, and you have Ken as well.
You got Ken, you got Taike, and
who else?
Crofune.
I know for a fact that I'm missing more, because I mean it's Sonic.
Pelly, you remember
Pelly? Yes.
You remember Pelly? That's a throwback. Just like we got some throwback. Like honestly, like
is Pelly still in Sonic?
I don't think Pelly competes too much anymore, but I do believe they're still in Sonic. Wow, the charge smash. The tech roll just narrowly escaping that. Great awareness from Jinx to catch that in time, because Sonic forward smash, you can let that rip.
Not gonna kill just yet.
Oh, great air dodge to get out of that fair. That multi-hit will kill you. I was expecting the Dare to kill off of a DI mix-up, honestly.
That'll be enough.
That was...
And that's a great game one ending by TonyZTank, taking that over Jinx barely.
That was glorious.
Yeah, and TonyZTank is a competitor. He's probably the single most confident person I've ever met, frankly. Talking to him, I mean, he's got a little bit of an ego on him, but I'm gonna be completely real. That ego is earned.
An ego can be a side effect of like valid like confidence, you know?
He is very much one of the most confident people that I know when it comes to this game. I ask him how he's going to do at any tournament. He says, I'm winning this.
I mean, I saw him try and kill Jinx at like 10% with that Dare stock too.
Exactly.
That's quite confident.
He takes no prisoners.
All right, got a strong opening from Tony here. Kind of just getting his lead and just trying to dance around as Sonic does, but Jinx getting quite the opening himself, evening things out. Bringing us wall of projectiles, but Sonic just really great at navigating around that kind of stuff, especially with the Herpok shifting of the spin charge, and spin dash.
He's so good at finding those back airs off of practically nothing, too. It's so hard to keep track of Tony at any given time.
I like what Jinx just did there with like the sliding forward tilt. I think that might be one of the like great ways to call out Sonic, at least in the way that TonyZTank has changed up the gameplay of this game, like just being like not entirely grounded, because he's making like figure eights around like the stage, just like running around. And I think with the sliding F tilt is like really good, because not only is it strong and like a big kind of lingering hitbox, but also it kills. And Tank's like sword moves have like pretty decent priority as well.
That bear's gonna kill, and I mean, Tony's sitting at 65 right now, got a pretty comfortable lead. You could just camp.
Yeah, you could just camp, and I mean,
I don't think he will.
I don't think so either, especially with how much he was running around earlier. Like, after the one opening until literally I started talking, TonyZTank was only like just nickel and dime like twice, other than the first initial opening that things had. So TonyZTank running around is definitely working, is what I would say, until he got sent off stage. But you know, he's still getting a lead here. Extra credit, anything is good, especially 30%.
41, 50. And I mean, the more you keep tacking onto that, if he can find another stock here too, it is entirely possible that we just see a Sonic running circles around Pokemon Stadium 2 for the next 5 minutes.
Oh yeah. And
because he is the type of person to do it.
He wants to win.
He is very much the type of person to do it.
Bomb up air. Good catch from Jinx. I think, okay, here's my question for you. If we do see this game go slow, do you think we're getting a repeat of PS2? Because we know top players like to run it back, but
I don't know.
It is a big stage. Both of these characters can and will camp, but they also can and will play aggressive.
I'm gonna be honest. I think if Jinx gets timed out by a Sonic, they're not gonna take it. They're going to want to go to like a Hollow Bastion, a Smashville, a Battlefield, something like that. Maybe not Battlefield. I think Battlefield against Sonic's probably not the greatest idea.
Yeah.
But something smaller. I don't think if it were to happen that way, I'm pretty sure we would not be going back to Pokemon Stadium 2. I'd imagine the ban list would be something like PS2 Kalos Town.
Yeah, probably something like that. And oh wow, great shield discipline from Jinx. And honestly, like, we're at pretty even percents. If TonyZTank gets caught in the air, that could be a stock. TonyZTank is also doing some nice ledge trapping. He's like doing little weights, he's doing the bears, he's jumping around, he's getting the spin dashes, spin charges. What are we gonna see? I like when TonyZTank is deciding to run off and be aggressive with things like fair, because he's doing it like in spots where like he's like, okay, if you go low here, I hit you, and if you go high, you can't do anything about it.
You're just stuck in a catch-22. Like, what do you do?
Exactly. Like it's just like a neutral reset while applying a bunch of pressure. And now we don't even really need to go to neutral, because with this lead, you gotta stop. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, up a stock. You know the vibes.
Fun fact about the guy who made that image, actually. That dude made a thumbnail for a YouTube video for me like 3 years ago. And it's so crazy that happened. The billboard was actually like 40 minutes outside of my hometown in California as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, very, very weird lore with the vibes.
I don't think I ever heard the exact location of where that billboard
was. It was in Yermo, California. That place is complete just like desert, and America's first water park, which is now abandoned, is there, and I went and explored it, and yeah, that's when I saw it.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yermo, California.
Sonic gameplay has us talking about abandoned water parks.
But honestly, we might not need to talk about abandoned water parks for too much longer because
This is looking like it's going to reach a pretty climactic conclusion here soon.
yeah, nah, if TonyZTank gets this game, you know, Jinx might be hitting the waterworks because you'd have to make a reverse 3-0 to win. And no one really wants to, everyone wants to have the valor of making reverse 3-0, but no one wants to have the stress of having to perform one.
And then having to play another set afterwards, too.
Immediately after. As well.
No, it's genuinely one of the worst feelings you could ever get. Like, it's nice, it feels great, but at the same time, your heart's going a million miles an hour. It's like, what do you do in that scenario?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
That Nair's gonna not fail.
Do it. Wow.
But I mean, this is tight. At this point, Jinx could definitely snipe a win out of the jaws of defeat, practically.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm really looking about what's going to happen here. Spin dash.
Do we just see him? If this reaches down to like 45 seconds, I think we're just going to see him go in circles.
Oh, okay.
Hey!
The last hit. Holding back with that Jinx. Good awareness. Also, like, totally, like, saving himself. Like, not just, like, good awareness, like, oh, that was a nice play, but, like, you literally, like, did not die there because of that.
This
wow.
is insanely.
TonyZTank-
What is he doing?
TonyZTank playing with such levels of aggression that he's almost throwing his stock.
That's
Wow,
insane.
that's-
I don't think I've ever
The
seen spin
raw,
dash kill.
just random spin dash, no kill screen.
I
completely
genuinely-
catching everyone off guard. Everyone went whoa for the up B. No one went whoa for the spin dash because it just happened and no one had the time to process that. Other than
There was no ceremony there. It was just, oh, he's dead.
no
Shame.
No one cared because no one had the time to care.
And he's not even phased. Look at that player cam. He was not even phased. What did I tell you about this man? There is something different about TonyZTank. Fundamentally different from all of us.
We love to see the glaze for our regions, baby.
No, I'm going to be real.
Regional pride
I'm
is like,
gonna be real.
like one of the backbones of Smash.
He
100%.
is different. And I'm not just saying that because, you know, Nebraska. No, he is genuinely just different from, like, every single other Smash player that I've met in that way.
Yeah, no, like the random like just flashes of aggression are like they're very different from like a lot of other Sonics. And to be fair, I don't really watch many other Sonics, but I know who they are.
I rarely watch Sonic by choice. I'll admit it.
Yeah, no, but like with like the kind of things I'm seeing from TonyZTank, you could definitely call it patented. Whoa, that Gimp will totally do it. Getting a super early stock, TonyZTank.
30 seconds into the game, 32 to be precise. But, I mean, that's going to hurt. When you're down 2-0 and losing his stock that quickly to Sonic?
Oh, yeah, no. You know the vibes, and they're not in your favor. You feel out of place.
Yeah.
You feel out of place at the house party full of everyone, and you're sober. That's what it feels like right now if you're Jinx. And you're almost getting lapped in percentage as well. Even.
Lap by 0.6 there for, like, a few seconds. Forward are just whiffing.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was true at that point because TonyZTank had the time to air dodge. I believe Sonic's is a frame 2 air dodge, so really hard to get the confirms like that on him. Dancing on the ledge here. I'm a little surprised that we got no real mileage off the homing attack there. The boomerang is saving Jinx, but honestly, I think he's just throwing it out as more of like a safety net and not as like something he's confident will work. He's just doing it, you know, to have TonyZTank have one more thing to worry about.
Which, I mean, half the time that's what you're using. Oh my god.
Wow.
This,
Aggressive chase with the fair.
I don't know if Jinx has a chance here anymore. This is looking really bad because, like, theoretically, if he wants to play this the Sonic's way, yeah, we could just be sitting here for 5 minutes.
5 minutes is better than 6.
Stand up, get a stretch, you know.
Yeah, you know, but 5 minutes is better than 6, and honestly, like, any sense of optimism is what you want to see. One of my favorite sets ever is when Zamba beat Mudace at Riptide 2022, and that was an insane
Oh,
reverse
that
stock.
was.
Did you watch
No,
that?
I watched
Yeah,
that too. That's a
beautiful
hell
set.
of a callback.
Yeah, no, that is one of my favorite sets in all of Ultimate, and, you know, maybe there could be shades of that here, but right now Jinx is just being really just chased far off. Great air dodge to not get gimped there, because, you know, you don't want to be gimped twice in one game.
Whoa.
TonyZTank almost SDing, but Sonic, one of those characters that jumps around, makes it back to stage, and also jumps right into the F-tilt. Jinx finally on the board in this game.
Every tiny bit of extra percent that Jinx gets on them at this point it adds a lot. At even 15% there is so much extra pressure because all of a sudden spin dash to fair is killing. Everything's going to start killing here soon. You can't really take any more risks.
Yeah, we got, I don't know, Jinx is definitely playing safer now, but like, the second that he whips anything, Sonic just covers space so fast with like the fastest like.
And that might be it.
Yeah,
Yep.
missed tech. Oh, that's definitely not how you want to see it end.
A clean 3-0 to see TonyZTank into winner's side top 8.
Wow. What was he seeded? 'Cause
I think he seeded 7th.
seventh was Zen.
6th or 6th maybe.